Well, my name is Kria Sakakeeny, and the name of the story is Tonight at 11. I was a local TV news reporter for 10 years and reported throughout New England, and in that time, I have covered, no kidding, about 100 fatal car crashes. I have seen bodies. I have seen bodies covered in white sheets, and I have seen cops stepping aside to let the hearse come and pick the bodies up. There was one fatal car crash that has stood out in my mind forever. I was 25 years old in Providence, Rhode Island. We get the call for the story, heading down to the scene. I'm wearing my cute pink matching suit. My videographer is next to me. I'm eating my egg sandwich. We're listening to Top 40 radio. He pulls over by the side of the road where it happened. I stuff the sandwich underneath, turn the radio down, check my makeup, as I always do, and step outside, and there is the scene. Huge tree trunk, bark ripped off. The wood is all mutilated. There are pieces of plastic on the ground. There's a CD case, and next to the CD case, there is a pink shoe. And this pink shoe was the shoe of a 16-year-old girl who had been killed in the crash no less than 24 hours ago. Her drunk boyfriend had been driving back, and he survived, and she didn't. And so this pink shoe became the symbol of this girl in our 6 o'clock newscast because we didn't have her photo. So all of the stations go on air at 6, and you see the pink shoe over and over and over again. The newscast is over, and as it happens with local TV, it's a huge race to get the photo. The ABC station, the NBC station, and the CBS, it's like the Golden Crown. So we take off, and we are looking for where this girl is from. Look at the press release, look at the address. My photographer and I dart off to that street. We don't even have to look at the street numbers because the universal sign that someone has died are the cars piled up, backed up in the driveway, all along the street. They're a family in mourning, and I'm a TV reporter who needs a photo. So I get out of the car and I tuck my microphone under my arm, thinking for some reason that will hide who I am, even though I have a videographer trailing behind me, and I walk up the path to this home. And there's this weird thing that happens where the inside of you disconnects from what you're physically doing. And I reach out and ring the doorbell, and believe it or not, someone comes to the door, and I say, I'm Kria with the local ABC station. Any chance you have a photo of your daughter that you'd like to share? Get off my property or I will call the police. And the door slams, and I get exactly what I deserve. But there's this thing in me that says, I need this photograph. So my photographer and I get back in the car, the radio is probably going, and we go to the local grocery store, and I'm like this creepy person that's looking for someone the same age as this girl. There are these teenage boys bagging groceries, and I go inside again with my mic tucked under my arm, and I'm like siding up to these kids, and I'm like, hey, you know the name? You see the name of this girl? Any chance you have her photograph? And these kids are like freaked out that this adult woman is asking them for the photo of probably someone that they know. So it becomes this weird cycle of my going between the crash scene, her local school, the grocery store, looking desperately for the photo of this girl, and this is all that I can possibly think of. And the 11 o'clock news comes around, and I don't have it. I just have the pink shoe. And so all the TV stations, the live trucks are there. We all kind of line up next to each other. We all kind of look the same. And we go on air, and all I have is the pink shoe over and over and over again. And the story's over, and I'm like, thank God. I take the earpiece out of my ear, and I go into the news truck. And halfway through the day, I'd called my parents in tears, being like, I can't do this anymore. I can't believe what I'm doing, but I had to keep going. So the story's over. I get in the live truck, and the cell phone rings of the live truck operator, and it's my news director. And she says, we were the only station that didn't have the photo of that girl. Don't even think of coming home until you get that photo. And it's 11 o'clock on a Saturday night. and I have just rung the doorbell of a family who lost their child less than 24 hours ago, and this is what I get from my news director. And it was that moment that I knew that maybe this career wasn't the career for me.